We have an update on Brittney Griner. After her drug charge, right now, Russia has transferred her to a penal colony. I want to talk about the conditions and what's happening right now. But it's like he's trying to run a one-man band out there. Behind his seat. And leave comments below. This is a make or break season for he's got to make an impact. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It's your first time watching. Please like and subscribe. I got the button right here on the channel. Subscribe right now if you like sports and highlights. But let's talk about Brittney Griner. What's happening out in Russia? Her new conditions. As you know, Russia takes their time getting to you. It's not like you get that phone call to your parents, your family, and say, hey, look, this is where your daughter, your mother, your family, your cousin, they let you know where they are. In Russia, it doesn't work like that. It could take weeks with letters being sent out to family members. And as you know, after the drug charge, Brittney Griner is facing 9 years. Now, with that, obviously, she's going through some rough conditions. Being transferred to a penal colony, we're told it's an IK2 unit. She's going to face some different conditions. Now, it's not just your ideal prison that you get, when you're in the USA. You're not treated the same. The conditions that you have in Russia, these prisoners have been reported to be tortured, overworked. You're talking a couple dollars a month. We know Brittney Griner's going to face some rough conditions. Her size, we're talking 6'8", 6'9". We're talking taller than LeBron James type player. And I don't know if anybody understands that, but this girl is not, this woman is not 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", big person. She's 6'9", much larger than you can imagine. So as a basketball player, she was unbelievable. Now that she's located out there in a penal colony, she's kind of getting set up. Everyone's saying, how's she doing? How is Brittney Griner doing? What's the update and how she's feeling? She's trying to adapt to the conditions. We're told that she's being, she's trying her best to feel more comfortable in the environment, but obviously the language is a barrier. The Russian language, the culture is a massive and huge change for her. Probably can't understand a lot what's going on. So the guards, the treatment is a lot more unfair when you're working day in and day out in Russia in these camps. And I'm not saying that prisoners deserve to be laying on, the most comfortable bed in the world or having the best conditions, better than most people. I'm not saying that. But Russia has been known to treat prisoners a little bit different, or if you want to put it in our eyes, a lot different than the USA. So, her being a basketball player, being super successful here, and then going over and playing in Russia, the problem is that everyone's going to say, look, you're so familiar. You've been playing there for years. You understand how Russia operates. I'm not saying she understands the Russian prison, but she understands the laws. You can't take certain things. After being arrested with a drug charge, you can imagine, I pulled this picture up again. The cell that she's going to have to live in is not going to be the most comfortable. It's not the most comfortable if you're 5 foot. She's 6'9". Her to be in a prison like this in Russia without having her family and friends and the support, how comfortable can you actually be? Now, the trade is, and the updates are, are they going to make a trade to get Brittney Griner home? Now, we have military people, obviously, that have been prisoners in Russia that they want to try to work a deal where we can get those two and give them back someone we have in America. The guy they want to trade for Brittney Griner is a weapons dealer, a former weapons dealer who has the ability to do some serious violent things. So the U.S. is kind of at mercy, and obviously the Biden, the whole group with the Biden, they want, Joe Biden wants to get Brittney Griner home. The U.S. wants to get Brittney Griner home, and I think everybody wants to see her come home. The problem is, it's a little uncomfortable to trade a weapons dealer that we have, someone who's very explosive, someone who's not really a good person, to send back to Russia to get a basketball player back in the country. Now, I'm not saying anything against Brittney Griner. I'm not saying she's not worthy of coming home. I'm not saying that, her family doesn't need her, doesn't support her. I'm just saying, as a whole, the country and people here are saying, look, this is not really safe measures. It's not really safe measures to trade and get Brittney Griner home and have a weapons dealer back out in Russia causing destruction. So, her jail cell is not going to be very big. To get out and do anything, I don't think she has a basketball court. I think we're told she doesn't have anywhere to play basketball out there. She doesn't have an opportunity to continue getting better at her, her profession. But the hardest part, I think, for America is we want to get her home, but who do we want to give back to get her home? That prison swap isn't really the most comfortable. So let's talk about the IK2 unit, the female unit that she's transferred to. I believe it's 2 hours outside of the Capitol. If you take a look at what she's going to be facing in harm's way with the language barrier, we're talking working, I believe it's 16, 18-hour days, $1 to $2, you're getting paid. It's very tough for the mental. Right now she's trying to stay upbeat and stay positive because she's like, hey, I'm arrested here. I think I'm going to get home. Listen, this has been a long time she's been there already. She has to go 9 years. We're talking a long time. This isn't, hey, 3 months, 6 months in Russian prison. This is 9 years. She will come home a lot older. And that's if she gets out of that point. In the middle of all this, in the midst of all this, we have a quote unquote war going on with Russia. As you know, they invaded Ukraine. And so America is helping Ukraine out. So what's that mean? Russia is not very happy. So even though she was an American playing basketball in Russia, they're not too happy with the U.S. at this point. So anything they could do to cause turmoil for the U.S. and for Brittney Griner probably is at her mercy. So a lot of people right now want to know, when will she come home? What's the major update and how will this take place? The Joe Biden administration is working on this and they're saying, yeah, we're making strides. And Russia has clearly said, no, we're not making strides. There's nothing happening right now. Even though the U.S. is trying to give effort and, make people feel better and say, look, we're working on this. It's going to happen. At the end of the day, there's just talks and conversation. Brittney Griner could be there for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years before this even takes place. And her total time she has to serve is 9. Very long time, guys, for Brittney Griner. Obviously want the best for her and for her family, but it doesn't look good right now. And hopefully she can work something out and they can get this together, because her cell size over there, being 6'9", being very uncomfortable in there, not speaking the language. The weather and the conditions in Russia are not good. Going outside, no basketball court. And again, I'm not saying that a felon or someone who's convicted of something that should be in trouble, or a prisoner, should go outside to have Taj Mahal and have a golden basketball court and golden sheets. But I am saying the conditions for her are not going to be good, and it's not like America. And who knows what her diet will be out there in Russia at this point, guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching and tuning into the Brandon Mason Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. Until next time.